We're still talking about rates. Rates are nothing but ratios where we compare two different quantities. So in this case, we are comparing the number of miles, which is distance, and time in hours. So 1120 miles to 4 hours. So this is a rate. We could change it to a unit rate by division. So we take this number, divide it by 4, write it as a single number, and that'll give us the unit rate. Remember that the unit rate has a 1 in the denominator. So we have 1120, and we're going to divide that by 4. Bring the 1 down. 4 times 2 is 8. We subtract to get a 3. 4 8s are 32. Subtract, bring the 0 down, and 4 zeros are 0. And we have 280 miles per, since we've already divided by the 4 to get a 280, we have only a 1 in the denominator, so it's divided by 1 hour. So it's really 280 miles per hour. Now we're going to find the unit rates. A jockey had 7,396 wins in 43 years. So 7,396 wins per 43 years. Now if we had to change it to the unit rate, we'd have to divide 7,396 by 43. Remember, whatever is in the denominator is our divisor, and that's what we're dividing by, and that's what sits outside. So 43 times 1 is 43. 43 goes once into 73, leaving a remainder of 30. We bring the 9 down. Let's see how many times does 43 go into 309. Let's try 7 first. 7 3s are 21. 7 4s are 28, 29, 30. The reason I tried 7 because I was looking at 40 as the closest number to 43. So 40 times 7 is 7 4s are 28, 280, and that was my estimate. So I multiplied with 7 to check, and it kind of worked. So we have 7, 43 times 7 equals 301. We subtract. 9 minus 1 is 8. Bring the 6 down, and 43 times 2 equals 86, and we get a remainder of 0. So we have divided 7,396 by 43 to get the number 172 wins, and since the 43 in the denominator is gone, because that's what gave us the 172 wins, because we've divided by 43, we're left with only 1 in the denominator. So it's 172 wins per 1 year. Find the unit rates and round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. So let's see if it's necessary. In one Weight Watcher group, the entire group lost 123 pounds. That's adding all the weight losses together of its 11 members. So let's see what the rate is. It is 123 pounds per 11 members. Now, how do we get a unit rate? We combine these two numbers by division. What do we get? when we divide 123 by 11. 11 ones are 11. Subtract 2 minus 1 is a 1. Bring the 3 down. 11 ones are 11. Subtract 13 minus 11 is a 2. And I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to oh, okay, I don't think I can stop there. If I didn't have this instruction, I could have stopped there and I could have written the answer as 11 and 2/11ths pound per member, per one member, and that would be a unit rate. But since the question specifically says round it, I have to do decimal division. I don't really have a choice. I cannot stop, which means I put my decimal point and then I can add the zeros after I put the decimal point in there. 11 ones are 11. Subtract to get a 9. That becomes a 1 because I'm going to borrow. So 10 minus 1 is 9. Bring the next 0 down. 11 eighths are 88. Subtract to get a 2. Bring the next 0 down. 11 ones are 11. And it keeps recurring, but I don't need to know, or I don't need to calculate any further, because I need to round it to the hundredths place, which means I just need to know up to the thousandths place. Since the thousandths place has a 1 in it, and this is my hundredths place, I'm going to go 11.18. Rounding down because this is a 1, pounds per one member. So that's a unit rate. This is the rate. After division and simplification, it becomes the unit rate because the denominator is one member. A unit cost is just like a unit rate, except it is more specific because we are talking about money. How much does it cost? So that's the unit cost. Now, how much does it cost to buy 12 ounces of liquid body wash? So $3.49 per 12 ounces. So this is a rate, not a unit rate, but a rate. How do we make it a unit rate? By division. And this is what we're going to divide 43.49 by. Remember, the denominator is what you divide by, which sits outside. So we have 12 goes 0 times. We get a 3 when we subtract. Put the point and bring the 4 down. 12 2s are 24 because 12 3s are 36 is too big. 12 2s are 24. Subtract. I get a 1, 0, 10. I bring the 9 down. Next we have, how many times does 12 go into 109? 12 times 9, 9 2s are 18, 9 1s are 9, 10. Remember that 12 times 9 is 108. Subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. How many decimal place values? Okay, let's go one more. We bring, remember we can keep adding zeros as long as it's in the decimal place value and at the end. So that's a 0. And I guess we could stop there. We could round it to 2 decimal place values because it's money. So it's 0.29, which is 29 cents per 1 ounce, because the 12, that is the divisor, and 3.49, the dividend, gives us 0.29. These two together give us a 0.29. So the denominator becomes a 1 ounce. So our unit cost is $0.29 or $0.29 per ounce. Per ounce just means per 1 ounce. We have 3 shirts that cost. So the cost always sits in the numerator because we're talking about a unit cost. How much does it cost for 1 unit? Here 1 unit is 1 shirt. Right now we have the cost of 3 shirts. And how do we get the unit cost? 64.80. And we're going to divide by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. We bring the 4 down. 3 times 1 is 3. We subtract to get a 1. Bring the 8 down. 3 6s, and remember to put the decimal point right here. 3 6s are 18. We subtract. We get a 0. Bring the 0 down. Of course, it's a 0. So it is how many dollars? $21.60. Remember, we already divided by 3 to get this number. So 3 has been accounted for. What is left in the denominator is 1 shirt. So a unit here is 1 shirt, and a unit in the previous problem was 1 ounce. And the unit price was 29 cents per 1 ounce. Here the unit cost is $21.60 per 1 shirt. So the next problem, 8 AAA batteries cost $9.84. So the unit cost, the cost sits in the numerator, 8 batteries in the denominator. So it costs $9.84 per 8 batteries. So we need to divide by 8. So 9.84 is the dividend. The divisor is 8 because it sits in the denominator. 8 ones are 8, subtract 1, bring the 8 down, we put the decimal point. 8 twos are 16, subtract to get a 2, bring the 4 down, 8 threes are 24, and we get a remainder of 0. So this would be equal to, after division of 9.84 by 8, we get $1.23 per 1, and the denominator is 1 battery. And that's the unit cost. A unit here is 1 battery, and it costs $1.23 per 1 battery.